The Elly Doyle Park Service Award was established in honor of Elly Mae Doyle's many years of service and accomplishments as a member and chairman of the Park Authority Board. The county's park system expanded and thrived during her tenure with the addition of significant open space, construction of new recreational facilities, and a commitment to preservation of natural and cultural resources in Fairfax County.
I'm extremely honored to receive this reward because it's not something I would have expected to get. I started volunteering because it was something I wanted to do and enjoyed doing. Well, I kind of had interest in animals like snakes and like a lot of reptiles, and so it was like the easiest and most safe place to learn about them as a nature center because I can handle them while also not having to worry about hurting them. When I go into the center, I take care of a lot of like the snakes and the turtles by finding food for them, like worms and beetles and sometimes fish, and then I also clean their enclosure and change their water. And we also handle the ones that need to be handled. You handle the snake because the more you handle them, the more use they get to people, so they don't bite as much. Well, when I come to Hidden Pond and look for invasive plants, I'll walk around the trails and kind of see where a big group of them are, and then what they are, so we know what kind of tools we need and if I can remove them without tools. Today we had geology and hydrology camp, and we went down to the stream and went fishing and netting, and then we also learned more about rocks in the geological period of time and then what kind of rocks are in the park. I told them about what kind of fish they caught. There was a lot of bluegills, great chubs, and just minnows that they caught, and also kind of help them with fishing and baiting the rods and stuff. The most rewarding part of my volunteer work is probably being able to help out with something and knowing I can contribute to something, like removing invasive species or helping take care of the animals up at the center.
My name is Nicole Wargle. I'm the Director of Communications for the Friends of Lake Accotink Board, and I volunteer at the monthly lake cleanups with setup, cleaning up the lake, and posting on the social media to get the word out to volunteers. So when I was younger, I would volunteer with my family a lot. We moved around a lot, so volunteering is a great way to get involved in the community and get to know people. So we'd volunteer a lot through church, or if we saw different projects that were posted around the community. So it's a good way to get to know your neighborhood and get to know people in the neighborhood. So that's something we kind of carried on until now. It's great to have a Sunday morning every month that I get to volunteer with my dad. We live in different cities, kind of close by, but it is like a Sunday morning that we have dedicated to doing a little bit of volunteer work and catching up and hanging out for a little bit. So it's a great way to hang out with family, catch up, and do a little bit of volunteer work in my hometown. So we usually get here around 8 o'clock to set things up from the shed. We have a lot of volunteers who show up at 9 o'clock. We'll even have some early volunteers. So we try and get set up pretty early with all of the sign-in sheets and all of the volunteer supplies on the table. And then about 9 o'clock, I'll go off to the lake with him and help pick up some trash. And we have some people who stay at the table for volunteers to sign in. The most rewarding part of volunteering at the lake cleanups is seeing how many people show up, see the outcome, seeing how much trash we get to pick up, and getting to spend time with my dad once a month doing this lake cleanup. And seeing the difference before and after, getting a lot of the trash out of the lake, trying to make it a nice clean spot for everyone to come hang out in the community. I was honored to receive this award because I know we've had some board members in the past who received it, and I was just honored to even be recognized for it. I'm very surprised to get this kind of recognition. So I think it felt really great to be considered for the award in the same way that some of our great volunteers in the past have.